Good morning, this is Ron Brown. It's Saturday morning, the 21st of March, 2026. This week I'm going to talk about industry group strength and rotation, how you can stay on top of the industry groups. One of our users wanted me to do this, and I think it's something that's relevant for everyone. Okay, I have made a few changes in my files, so you can overwrite everything or you can delete them and then install the add-on. It's up to you. The market is weak and dangerous, extremely weak and extremely dangerous right now, so unless you're a really short-term trader and know what you're doing, it's probably best not to be initiating new positions. But as you watch this video, you'll see there are some groups that are strong and have been strong. As always, the market is your teacher, and I'll read these two lines here. Any stock index or ETF mentioned in this presentation is not a recommendation to buy or sell. All trading strategies are used at your own risk. Okay, I'm here in the designer, and I'm going to go. You can do a couple of things. You can go up here and look for the industry groups, or you can go down into my market analysis user groups and click on folder number 6, where you will find a listing of the industry groups. Now there's 172 of them right now, and I'm going to click through to the warehouse. And we'll start here. This chart I'm using is in my most used charts, in case you use my charts. And it's number 2C. And I like to use this because it has a 3-6 crossover in the histogram, which is larger than when it's compressed with all 3 histograms, and it's got the volume, plus it has the VPOC, volume point of control, and the 10-day force index. So it's a pretty good chart to give me a feel for what's going on. Now this just happens to be the S&P 1500, and you can see that it's clearly in the short term in a downtrend. But on the other hand, let me bring this up. If we draw a box around this compression continues, and one day this is going to break sharply either up or down, and obviously I don't know which one. But the more energy it's building up, that energy has to be dissipated, and it'll go strong in one direction or the other. We just don't know when or how, but it is getting weaker. I'm going to go back to the industry groups and just give you my thoughts on this. I'm going to work from the top, from folder. Let me close these up so you can see. Top-down process views for HGSI generated indexes. All these indexes are generated by the software. It's what takes some time when you're updating, but everything's calculated. So it's once it's calculated, it's really easy to work with this. So what I've done, and I'll bring this up, is I'm just using a very basic filter. Last close over $1. But here is a combo that I've put in, and I think it does gives us a pretty good representation of where the strength and weakness is. What I did is I went into the combo rank fields and added percentage price change 1 day, beginning of the week, 5-day, and 21-day. And when I click on this and then go to raw combo and click on this, it is looking for groups the strongest groups over those time periods. So here's 1 day, beginning of the week, 5-day, and 10-day. Now you can see integrated oils was down slightly yesterday based upon, and this is an equal dollar weighted chart, by the way. But if I bring it up, you can see that this has been strong. I'll make this full screen. And you can see where the buy points have been based upon the 3-6. I'll put a crosshair on here. Okay, right here, and then it pulled back, went positive for a couple of days. I mean, this movement was so small, it really didn't give a strong buy signal. So you see some chop in here, which you're going to see on the 3-6 crossover. And these are exponential moving averages, by the way. And then finally, okay, this is a pretty strong move here. And then when you see the histogram bars getting larger, it tells you that there's some strong buying power here. And this is because the green line is moving away from the red line, and consequently the histogram will increase in size also. And then you can see the buying pressure coming off as it consolidates. But notice that the 18 exponential moving average, the yellow line is never crossed, and if that's used as a sell signal or get out of a position, you would be safe from this buy point right here with the effort to rise all the way up to the current day on Friday. It challenged it here, but it was never penetrated. So let's go back to the warehouse view, and it says that the latest 3 crossing the 6 signal was 11 days ago, 0 being the crossover day. So let's go back here. Check this out. So there was 1 tick down, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, okay, these are the 11 days right here. So that's the most recent buy signal based upon equal dollar weighting for this particular index. But like I said, even when it ticked down, the 3 below the 6 right here, if you're looking at the 18-day, the yellow line, it was never penetrated on the close. It was penetrated here, but not on the close, and then a buy signal. Okay, let's go back to the index itself. Integrated Oils Index. I'm going to change to the industry group. By the way, if you look right here in this column, it tells you how many securities are in this index. Some have a lot of securities and some have very few, like this has 2. Okay, I'm going to change to the index group. I'm going to click on the finger, and then I'm going to go down from my number 1 view. And if you're doing this intraday, when you go down, here are 2 intraday views. You can see there's nothing in there now. You can see which stocks are up for the day and which are down. But I'm going to go down to number 7, which is going top down, percentage price change up end of day, and these are the stocks that were up for the day. Now this is the index itself, but these are the individual stocks that were up for the day. If I click on this one, these are the stocks that were down for the day within this industry group. So you can see there were some losers, but there were also some winners. Now let's take a look at these 2 columns here. Days since the 3 crossed the 6, 12 days ago, and the same thing for the volume point of control on EC. So as I bring it up, it's been pretty choppy right in here, but here was a buy signal, and if you look here, you'll see that there was 2 days of pocket pivot buy signals There was also strength seen returning after a downtrend. High volume up bar closing on the high indicates strength. Effort to rise. All of these VPA flags were on this day, which is a very strong buy signal. When you look down here, the force index turned positive, and also, here's the force index, volume point of control. All three of them turned positive on that day, and you can see that it's made a nice run up since then. I'm going to bring the alternate A up. Let's just click on here. And so here's your buy signal if you bought at the open the next day. That is a move of 16% over 10 periods on this particular stock. Let's look at a bigger stock. Let's look at ExxonMobil. This got a buy signal 8 days ago. Had a really nice buy signal down here, and you can see the 18 was not penetrated at the close until up here, and then it reversed the next day on a test. So this was the buy signal. With the 3-6, also there is a pocket pivot buy signal. The VPOC and the force index were already positive. Now look at this histogram here, this buy signal right there, and then a one-day pullback, and then as the stock gained strength, this histogram widened, and this indicates that there is buying interest as the moving averages, or the 3 pulled away from the 6. You don't really see it here visually so much, but that's why the histogram is so important. Now if you look up at the top, you can see the cyan is the industry, and the green is relative strength of the industry. So as this is moving up, notice how the stock is outperforming. Now right now, the industry is outperforming the stock on this pullback, but it's turning up again. Notice that these are all high relative strength stocks based upon the HGSI calculation. Everything's green here. I'm going to look at one more and then move on. I want to look at the stock that's been positive for the longest. Well, these two have, I'll just look at one of them though. And it looks like there was a tick down and then a buy here. And the histogram, the real strength was here, but it is gaining momentum again. You can see that the lines were not very far apart here, but as it moves up, again, these histogram bars are getting wider. Pocket pivot buy signal is here. VPOC and force index are both positive. Bring this back down. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the industry groups. I'm going to click on my back key. I'm going to go back up to number 1 here. And that was integrated oils. You can see exploration and production is next. It's been positive for 23 days. The index itself. There was a tick down here, and then a buy signal, and it's been going up since. And notice the 18 was never penetrated on the close like it was over here and so on. So this is a strong move as this ridiculous war has gone on. Okay, let's look at refining and marketing. Another strong group. This combo seems to do a very good job of bringing these to the top. Now let's find, we're seeing some movement in the insurance brokers. You can see it's negative on the 3 crossing the 6, and it's got a weak relative strength. So this must be a group where some money is just starting to flow in, if we can even call it that. You can see it's still negative here, but why is it near the top? If we look across here on the insurance, you can see up one day, up beginning of the week, up for 5 days, but down for 21. So we're just starting to see some movement. It certainly is not a buy on this, but the combo is moving it to the top because of these factors. One, beginning of the week, 5 day and 21 day. So when you're looking at this, the strongest stocks obviously are going to have a higher number in this column right here. Ones that may be emerging are showing up near the top of the list, but if you look at the relative strength and the number of days, you just have to go in and look at the chart. Maybe we're getting some strength in here. Let's do this. Let's go into the industry group itself, and then let's go down. End of day. There's a couple that are starting to move up some, and a few that are down, but not much activity. You can see the NDAQ is this group. It looks like it's starting to set up here, but it's got a lot of resistance to overcome here. Made a move up, and you can see the uptick here. Out of the last 6 days, there have been 4 positive closes. So this might be one to watch here. Okay, I'm going to I'll just go back up to the industries and go back up to number 1. So using these columns right here, you can see which ones are positive, which ones are negative, and how long they've been positive or negative. I see a lot of red in these industry groups as I scroll down. Look at this. I mean, this just shows you how weak the market is. There aren't many patches of green. It's mostly red. Now, some of these that are positive, they've had long runs. It's too late. Well, I shouldn't say that, but it's pretty late to be chasing them. But when you see them starting to emerge in this column right here with 1s and 3s, 2s and 3s, then you can take a look at them. And they may be emerging or picking up some momentum. Let's look at agriculture producers. Well, that's 6 days. Let's look at oil and gas services. This has been strong. And you can tell that by looking at the relative strength rank of 83. It's been strong, but it just pulled back yesterday. But most of the move is probably already built into this. Okay, I want to show you one more thing. I'm going to go up here to my Tools menu, Tile Ranking, and Windows horizontally. The warehouse goes down to the bottom window. Ranking is on top. I have this set for percent change 4 weeks. So this tells me where the strength has been over 4 weeks. And here's the biofuels that had a big run and starting to pull back a little bit now. But if I click on this and click through to the warehouse, it takes me down to number 56 here. And you can see that the 3 crossed the 6 17 days ago. But the VPOC is negative today. You can see it's negative right now. So overextended and pulling back. But this is where the strength has been over the past 4 weeks. And you can see that these are mostly energy related. The semiconductors have actually gone up 8.45%, or the group has over that time. And here we are, semiconductors. So it was strong, and now it's been chopping. But you can use these two in conjunction, the ranking module and the warehouse module. And I'm going to go back to semiconductors, click on here. You can see that it's been positive for 8 days on the crossover. Now you can reverse this, and let's take a look here at renewable energy product development. There's only 8 stocks in here, but it went positive 4 days ago. So if I click on the ranking module, you can see that it's number 12. It's kind of near the top. So let's bring that up. And pretty good looking index. I'll take a quick look at the stocks in this group. I don't have to go down here. I can see which ones are up for the day. And it looks like Greenfire Resources is where the strength is. If you look across here, 1 day, beginning of the week, and so on. Here's some others that have shown strength. Let's look at these two. Okay, here's your buy signal. GE Verona. This is an expensive stock, but we can see that it's on a buy right now. This is just a 1 day pullback here. So there's several ways you can go top down here using both the ranking module and the warehouse. I start with the warehouse because it's more short term, using 1 day, beginning of the week, and so on. But you can go back and forth and look for longer term strength in the ranking module, depending on the number of days that you, or number of weeks that you assign to the percent. Okay, I want to finish up by bringing the warehouse up. I'm sorted on the raw combo. Let's just go down to the other end of the spectrum. So I'm clear down here, starting at 160, and look how weak these industry groups are. I think this combo does a pretty good job of locating strength and weakness. All of these groups look really, really bad based upon the combo. Now, that's number 171. If I go back up to the top, compare it to these. So the combo is doing its job as far as I can tell. Well, thank you for listening, and I'll try to do another video next weekend.